Hey everybody, Mr. Scriber here. Today we're going to be talking about economic systems in Central America, the Caribbean, and South America. Now remember, let's revisit this really quickly. The four economic systems, no matter where we are in the world, we have free enterprise system. It's also referred to as capitalism. And the definition is a system characterized by private citizen ownership of businesses and property. Socialist. The definition is a system of shared ownership of resources which provide a more equal distribution of goods and services. The next system is communist or command economy. The definition is a system in which the government is in complete control of the economy. And the last one is the traditional economy. It is a system based on culture and traditions of the past. All right, so remember, countries rarely have a pure form of any system. This means that they have a blend of multiple or they lean more towards one economic system. This is why it's better to think of it as a sliding scale or a spectrum to describe an economy. So we have government that has the least amount of control, like a free enterprise or a capitalist economy. And then we have most government control, which is like a command economy or a communist economy. So I'm going to be reading through the countries that you will be looking at during your assignment for today. We're going to be using this individual template. And your assignment is going to be, you're going to have your countries. You're going to have to tell me the economy is mostly, so this is going to have to be your opinion on which of the four economic systems it will be. And you will have to have text evidence to support your claim. So I'm going to go through these slides so that way you have a better understanding for each country what their economic system is mostly about. So first we have Brazil. Brazil is one of the world's larger economies. Its economy is based largely on private ownership, but with limited government controls. For example, taxes and limitations on trade and on its industrial pollution. Sao Paulo state and the rest of the southeast are the leaders in Brazilian industry and agriculture. Brazil's most important economic sector is services. Agriculture and manufacturing are also important. So, next country, Venezuela, located at the north part of South America. Venezuela's central government directs the economy regarding the production and distribution of goods. There is a large income gap in Venezuela. A small number of elite control massive wealth, while about half of Venezuelans are poor, with some mired in extreme poverty. High inflation is common and has high unemployment rates in the country. The next country, Chile, located on the southeast border of South America. Chile's economy is made up of both private and state-owned corporations. The privately owned businesses are regulated by limited government policies. The economy of Chile is one of the most secure and productive in South America. It is ranked by the World Bank as a high-income economy. The percentage of the population living below the poverty line has fallen, though the income disparity between the rich and the poor in Chile remains among the greatest in the world. Our next country, Bolivia. Bolivia's economy includes a variety of private freedom combined with centralized economic planning and government regulation. Bolivia is one of the poorest and least developed Latin American countries. Limited access to adequate healthcare, education, and economic opportunities affects the quality of life for most Bolivians, particularly those in rural areas. More than a third of the population lives in poverty. So, Uruguay. Overall, Uruguayans enjoy a relatively high standard of living, and the country's wealth is more evenly divided than in many other South American countries. Uruguay's GDP is comparatively high for the region. Historically, the government controlled many of the nation's corporations and industries. In the 1990s, however, Uruguay began privatizing industries that had been state monopolies. Today, Uruguay has a free market economy characterized by an export-oriented agricultural sector, a well-educated workforce, and high levels of social spending. Cuba. The government continues to balance the need for losing its control over economic systems against a desire for firm political control. Cuba's private citizen-owned sector generated 25% of the GDP in 2012 compared to just 5% in 1989. But the government, both directly and through state-owned enterprises, was still the source of more than 75% of Cuba's economic activity. Those are the 6 countries to fill out this chart here.